Put your gun down, Chris. She's a key witness. We need her.
A witness? She's the one who did all this!
Resident Evil 6.
Hey gamers, welcome back to Square One Games. My name is XONEVANT, here to bring you another unlock from Resident Evil 6. It's called I Spy, and we have to complete Chapter 1 in Ada's campaign. Let's get this thing started. Okay, so Ada's campaign starts us off inside of a submarine, which is pretty unique, and there's going to be a lot of action in this particular level. There's going to be some sneaking around, there's going to be some running around, some puzzle solving. I really like Ada's campaign, and I'm going to be walking through it as best I can. A couple of tips. If you ever get lost, just use your LB button for your navigation system, or I guess on PS3 it's going to be R1, and it is the best thing you can use. I'm not going to be showing you every nook and cranny of this level because most of it is very linear, but if you ever do get lost, you can see I'm using mine right there as well. You can get through the level really fast and really efficiently. Even when it gets down to some of the puzzle solving events, it really does help out. So just putting that out there as like a little disclaimer. Once you enter this stateroom, you want to go on over here and hit A and go ahead and move these horns so that you're able to see through, and then you want to wrap around the wall and look at the painting, and you're going to be able to see that it kind of goes into like this dark painting. There's going to be like a snake creature coming out of the water, and that's really what you're trying to produce when it comes to these little, I guess I'm going to call them glyphs, puzzle pieces, whatever you want to call them. You're just trying to make them be the serpent. And I think I show you 3 out of the 4. At first I thought that it was the eagle, so that's why you see a lot of these as being the eagle, but it's really just going to be that snake, scaly looking picture. I think I show you this one as well. See how it was on see how it had the eagle up there? That's where I picked it the first time. And you're going to be able to know because you can go right by the door and you can see all 4 glyphs. So if you miss one, you can travel back through the room and try to make them look just like you see that picture right there. And then as soon as it turns green, you're golden, and go ahead and head through the door. I'm just showing you right there again that you're trying to create that little serpent, and just head on through. Now this next section is going to be some enemies. I think you can probably use the camera systems here to kill the enemies, but I didn't do it because like I said, this was the first time I played through, so I really wasn't that aware of the camera turret systems yet, but I'm pretty sure you can use them. But just take them all out and finally make it to this room. You're going to watch the slide or watch the video, and then there's going to be some enemies that flood that room. Go ahead and take them out. You can use explosive tip arrows if you want to. I really like the crossbow, and you can take them out fairly easily. They kind of caught me off guard here, so I really didn't know like what to expect, and I got shot a couple of times. But if I played it all over again, I know I would be able to make that a little bit more smooth. There's going to be some enemies in the hallway. Go ahead and take them out per usual, and then keep on going. There's going to be some finally get to a place where you can hop up on some crates, crawl through the vent, keep on moving. There's going to be a big room here full of a lot of enemies, and this is where you can actually use the camera turret systems to your advantage. This is when I kind of figured out how to use them. You step on those floor sensors, and I think I show you that right here, and see how it goes to like that cutscene. Now the camera turret system is actually going to start shooting the enemies for me. So between the turret system and the weapons that you have, your arsenal, you can get through the room fairly easily. Then go ahead and hit that switch and head through. It's going to be a short little dialogue sequence there, and then you can head on through, jump down the ladder there. I'm trying to give you as many iconic things in this chapter as I can. Go ahead and pick up your shotgun. Very important for the last part of this chapter. Make sure you pick it up, and that's going to really help when we get to the end of this chapter. Go ahead and keep going. There's going to be a room down here full of a lot of enemies. I'm just kind of giving you an idea of, I don't really show you all of them, but it's full of a bunch of enemies. Use your duck and cover system if you need to, and then eventually when you kill the last one, you're going to go into a cutscene where he's going to basically blow up that little section. You're going to have to use your grappling hook to keep going, and now you're just kind of, well, really not now, but in a minute you're going to end up being in like a running sequence, and I'm going to show you that as well. There's going to be some enemies in this hallway. Go through there. You're eventually going to get to this running sequence. I'm not sure if this is timed or not. because I've only played this chapter one time, but just go as fast as you can just to be sure, just because I don't want you to die. I don't know if it's timed or not, but I know it's flooding with water, so I would assume that if you stayed here for too long, it would probably flood out and you'd probably die. That seems to be kind of the running joke with this game. So just keep on going as fast as you can until you get through it. Would be my best advice to you. And keep on heading through. Eventually get to another grappling hook section. And I think there's going to be another grappling hook section. Yep. And then you're going to get to a section where everything is going to kind of explode. You're going to have to crawl up the floor. I think I show you all this. There's going to be explosions that kind of knock you back. You just want to make sure that you keep crawling. It's going to take a pretty good amount of time to get up this floor area here. But when you get through, there's going to be a quick time event. Go ahead and make sure you hit A and hop off that. I guess it's like an elevator or something, and you can actually make it through. Keep heading on down until you get to another grappling hook section. Now this event is definitely timed. I actually died here one time. I cut it out just for the sake of the video, but I did die here one time. But just make sure you keep going as fast as you can. I'm going to show you all this so you know exactly what to expect, and it shouldn't be that difficult for you. But I know that if you make even the minute mistake here, there is a chance that it will flood out and kill you. So just be careful. Showing you everything here. Now eventually we're going to get to a section up here in a minute where there's going to be a cage and a yellow lock on it. Unfortunately, when I was making the edit, I left that part out. But all you're going to have to do is shoot the cage with the lock on it, and you can get through to the other side. I think I show you here. There's going to be this pipe that's flooding full of water right here. If you turn around, you can see the cage right there with the yellow lock on it. Make sure you shoot that lock and then run to where I'm running. And I'm sorry I left that out, but these videos take quite a bit of time to edit out. So, because I think this chapter took me like 50 minutes to get through, and I condensed it down into like a 15-minute video or something. So, you know, it takes a while to edit these things out. So sometimes I do miss certain things, and I apologize. But yeah, just shoot the yellow lock and then keep going up this ladder. Or I'm sorry, use a grappling hook. Keep going. There's a spot where I was running in the wrong. I'm freaking out right now. I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to die. Keep going. It almost got me right there, but it didn't. And there's another little section right here where you have to climb. And just wrap around those little crates or boxes, jump across. There's going to be another ladder, and take that. You can see the water is really close, so you're on the verge of dying here like at all times. And eventually you're going to come up these crates and wrap around. There's going to be a like a staircase, and then you're going to use your grappling hook, and that's going to be like a cutscene. You're going to finish the cutscene, and eventually you're going to get to this section, which is kind of iconic. It's two ladders, pretty close together. So when you get here, you'll kind of be where I am. Keep going on through, crawl through here. And now you're pretty much at the end, but you do have to solve a puzzle. You're going to touch this panel, and it's going to tell you that you basically have to restore the power or whatever. And I'm going to show you how to get through this. If you ever get lost during this, then make sure you just use your navigation system. You can see I'm using it. I got lost here a bunch. It's such like close quarters, and once you get in the water, it's just really hard to know where you are. So if you ever get lost, just make sure that you use your navigation system, which is LB on 360, and I'm assuming it's L1 on PlayStation 3, and you will get through this with flying colors. It'll be real easy, but I'm going to show you as much of it as I can, and maybe that'll help you out some. Just keep on going. As soon as you get through this, there's going to be a wading pool. I think it's above me right now, yeah. And you just want to swim up through that. Sometimes it's very hard to get, like I was having trouble lining myself up so I could actually crawl through it. But as soon as you get there, there's going to be a panel. Go ahead and flip that switch. There's going to be a little cutscene. You can see I'm using my navigation system to get back. Eventually you're going to get to this section, and I think I show you pretty much all this. you can see that I'm really confused sometimes, and so I'm using my navigation system a lot, because there's multiple ways that you can go, and if you don't use your navigation system, it's very easy to get turned around. See, like there was 2 ways I could go there, so if I wouldn't have used my navigation system, I would have went the wrong way. And really what you're looking for is this like red light right here. You see this red light coming down through this wading pool. That's kind of what you're looking for. That'll put you on track to hitting the second switch. And that's going to open up that door. And then just go through there. Use your grappling hook. And just keep following this around. I really like Ada's campaign because it does have some puzzles in it, which is kind of what the other ones are lacking. So I really like it. When you make it back to this room, there's going to be basically just go back to the panel, and there's going to be some questions that are going to be asked of you, and you have to answer all the questions before answer all the questions before you drown.
Authorization approved.
I have no intention of paying for any crime.
So you're going to have to go over to the panel and hit B when you're asked the question, and when you go over to the panel and hit B, you're answering the question. But when you answer the question, you do have to be pretty close to the panel for it to actually register. And it'll kind of give you an audio dialogue. If you're incorrect, it'll say something like, "Please speak into the panel," and that lets you know that you were too far away. So my first instinct was to run around and kind of shoot people, but then I came up with this strategy where I just kind of camped it out by the panel, and I equipped my shotgun, which is kind of what I was telling you earlier, where the shotgun was going to come in handy. You basically just camp it out by the panel and just, you know, answer the question, and you can still shoot enemies from here while you're answering the question without being away from the panel. And it worked out pretty fine for me once I decided to kind of stick it out up here. But if you're using the crossbow up here, it's really difficult because you can only shoot one time, and then you have to wait for the reload. And if multiple enemies come up on you at once, it's very tricky to hit them all. So use the shotgun. To me, it's the best weapon here. And just keep going until you answer all the questions correctly, and you'll be able to finish out this level. It's going to grapple up, and that's going to be your unlock, I Spy. So that completes chapter 1. So I will see you in the next video. You guys be good. If you'd like to catch all the videos I plan on doing for Resident Evil 6, then feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the thumbnail in the center of your screen. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.